let's talk about the five-part evaluation framework. First, you have to look at the market and the industry. I'll give you an example. In 2020, everybody was talking about buying a fitness franchise. Everybody was super excited about it, and everybody was investing money. And then COVID happened, and a lot of promising franchises, had to close their doors, some of them without opening, because that's where the market is. So it was at the time, and gyms were closed. Bigger brands made it just fine and became even stronger, but for the smaller emerging ones, it was a tough time. So you have to see what the industry is and if the market can bury another player in the industry. Another example I'm going to give you, in-home senior care is a great niche. However, you have to remember there are about 68 existing franchises in the United States in this space, and also a lot of one-off small companies. So competition is huge. That's why if you're coming to a big metropolitan market and it already has 40 different choices, it's going to be a tough point of entry for you. So you have to take it all into the consideration. The unit economics, you have to see how other units are performing. You have to analyze it. And as part of due diligence, you have to talk to existing franchisees to ask them questions. When they started making money, how long it took for them to break even. Sometimes franchisors cannot give you this information, but you are allowed and you are encouraged to ask the existing franchisees. The operations. What does the operation look like? What is your day-to-day? How much of that will be done by corporate office? Are they going to be providing a call center for you, or do you have to answer every call that comes to your location? That's just one of the examples. Franchisor strengths. How long franchisor been around? Is the franchisor proved that they can be supportive for their franchisees? Having said that, sometimes there is an advantage to work with emerging franchisor, because if you work with somebody who has only 10, 15, 20 units, there is a huge chance that the CEO of the company and the founders will be working with you very closely. If you are talking to a big system that has 600-700 locations, there are layers of support, which is great for franchisees, but you probably will never get access to the decision makers of the company unless you go to the national conferences once a year, and you'll be able to talk to them for a few minutes. But this is the advantage and disadvantages of working with big guys. So you have to take all of that into the consideration. And then another one is the lifestyle and long-term fit. How hard would you like to work? Do you want to be on call 24 hours a day? I'll give you a great example. Luxury dog hotels. It's a great business. People make a lot of money running it. It's expensive business to open, but it's a great business. However, you can almost count on most of your employees calling in sick the day after New Year's or the day after Christmas or Friday of your Thanksgiving week, which means that the owner has to be around in case too many people call in sick. He or she would have to go and feed the dogs at 5 o'clock in the morning on New Year's Eve. Because, if the customers find out their dog was not fed on time, that's probably going to be an issue, and they most likely never going to bring their dogs into your dog hotel. So again, that means that you have to be around during the major holidays. So you have to take all of that into the consideration.